Okay, we were going to start the show, but now this is downtown towards this is where sports come home. We have to negotiate these.
Negotiate. Negotiate what?
Our dynasty league that we're in with the professional fanatics. By the way, shout outs to the professional fanatics. Beast, tell them where they can go to sign up for their Patreon.
Yes, to sign up for the. All right, so Patreon for our good friends at Professional Fanatics. Well,
They gotta go to professionalfanatics.com.
professionalfanatics.com to sign up to their Patreon. Rob Story, Rob Simmons, Mike Story, good people. Always love them. Please go to Professional Fanatics
But
for
we're in a
all your
dynasty.
fantasy football league needs. Anything fantasy football, go to Professional
Yep.
Fanatics.
Now we're in a dynasty league with these guys,
Yes, we
and
are. Yes, we are.
we're now right before we went on air, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am currently in the middle of intense negotiation because Keenan Allen just got signed to the Colts, right?
Yeah.
Um Now somebody has Keenan Allen and is trying to trade him. Uh I think I um you know I wanted Jordan Addison. They were trying to get Kenyon Sadiq off us. No, we're not doing that.
Of
Uh
course.
they offered They want Addison. We had traded with this very same person to get Jordan Addison in the first place, if you
Mm-hmm.
remember back a couple deals ago.
Yep.
Now they want Addison back. I'm like, nah. They have Torrey Horton, right? They have
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen. They're trying to throw us Keenan Allen. I'm
Right.
like, you know what? No, they want to throw Horton, Keenan Allen, and a 2027 third for Jordan
Mm.
Addison. No way. I'm
No.
not doing that.
You don't even know what Keenan Allen you're getting anymore. Keenan Allen's like in his almost mid-30s campaign. Keenan Allen's not quite the breakaway receiver he used to be. Not saying he can't be serviceable. He'll do some things, but
No,
this isn't the old Keenan
I
Allen
agree.
anymore. Not the same.
I think
You better
now
say no
here's
to
what
this
I'm
trade. You better
countering
say
though.
no to this trade.
No, I'm countering though. I'm thinking if I would like Keenan Allen and I would like Torrey Horton.
Of
Yeah, he's
course.
good for our future. We have
Mm-hmm.
Khalil Herbert on our squad now, thanks to another trade that we did. He had to be a throw-in piece to complete the value, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I would I would be more than willing to give up Coker back to him for
Hmm.
just Keenan Allen and Torrey Horton.
Mm. I mean, it's interesting because I did like some mock drafts, and Coker's not exactly rated as a top weapon. He's ranked he's a D plus rank, at least as far as Yahoo Fantasy was concerned. So I don't know what
Well,
really
Yahoo Fantasy, they're a bunch of Yahoos over there, so I
oh,
don't know what they're talking
how
about.
appropriate. Well, look,
Coker, when he was on the field with Tech McMillan, got just as much target share as Tech McMillan
that's fair. No, definitely last
when
year
they're on the
definitely was
field
fair.
together.
That was fair. You're
So,
correct.
so I think Coker, young receiver, more towards prime of career. Good asset for us to have on a win now team.
Hmm.
We're throwing away a more, I would say, proven asset for Keenan Allen going on a new team and Torrey Horton, a younger guy. I think that makes a little more sense to me. I I threw that idea back
Okay.
at our person. So this view that we have been that you've been seeing me in was a little disjointed, a little weird. I had to grab my camera and communicate.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. We're gonna see if that works out, but we will respond very shortly. You could also access Sleeper, since you have the computer, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
during the show you could respond and be like,
Mm-hmm.
Mouth is busy right now.
Yes.
We could resume when we're done recording our little show.
And we were kind of talking about what we were going to talk about, right? We were just about to dive into the meat of our discussion today, right? We were about to go right into
Yeah,
the heart of what we were going to discuss. But before we,
and it was
before,
NFL, but you know what? This is NFL. I mean, but you know what? No, we had to deal with that. Had to take care of that
Yes.
because eh, what are we supposed to do?
Well, before we begin, I want to give a little, obviously, want to acknowledge a couple of big names that passed away in the sports world this week. First was Tommy John, former Yankee, Dodger, was very much, now they called him the Bionic Man, and for very good reason. Because at one point, what was it, about like 12 years into his career, Tommy John may not have continued playing for another 14 years at one point. 1974, he tore his UCL.
Mm.
Normally, that'd be a career-ending injury back in against the Expos. He was playing for the Dodgers at the time, and the physician, Dr. Frank Jobe, performed a procedure, a very experimental procedure that would replace the ligament and possibly give Tommy John a chance to play again. And it did give him a chance. And this very surgery, basically was an experimental surgery that was done on Tommy John, would become well, it would become the regular surgery today for starting pitchers when UCL injuries like this happen. It's known as Tommy John surgery, and it became now the staple for all major surgeries involving starting pitchers. And it's crazy to believe, going back 3 years, pitchers who've been active in the majors since 2023, 35% of major league pitchers have received Tommy John surgery at some point in their career. So that just goes to show you how important this procedure was and how many careers it has saved over the years. Tommy John himself, he went on to put on a very nice career, 288 wins, 3.34 ERA, pretty solid numbers, a four-time All-Star. Spent two stints with the Yankees over a 6-year period, from 79 to 82 and from 86 to 89, where he finished his career with the Yanks. So, and we have to acknowledge that respect to this man and what he brought, and a very important procedure that now is used on so many pitchers today. And then, of course, the other news earlier today, confirmed by our guys Tony Mainville, Chris DeLarge, the passing of Bill Rasmussen, the founder of ESPN, without whom we never had a 24-hour sports broadcast network. And we have Bill Rasmussen to thank a great deal for that and allowing ESPN to become the flagship sports network that it has become to this very day. It's hard to believe. It all began in what, 1979? 78? 1979 officially on September 7th. So we're actually a couple weeks away from the anniversary of when ESPN first came on the air. Talk about crazy timing. Rasmussen
Oh,
died from complications with He died from Parkinson's disease. He was 93 years old.
93.
Yeah.
Um,
And Tommy John, it was kind of apropos. He delivered a late post on social media on the day of Old Timers Day, just about a week ago, and he was basically telling people goodbye. Little did we know how bad of health he was in, and that he would pass away just about a week later at the age of 83.
well, just unreal.
Rest
Two
peacefully to
big
both of these guys.
Boston.
The work these guys brought. We wouldn't have ESPN if it wasn't for Rasmussen. We wouldn't have Tommy John surgery to save pitchers' careers if it weren't for Tommy John. So rest in
Nope.
peace to both. So now we go into football. We're a week removed from the first week of preseason. And so far, Jets, Giants showed some good things. Jets, I was actually very surprised. I wasn't sure.
Oh my God.
I
Guess
wasn't
what?
sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure what we were going to get from Klubnik. I wasn't sure we were going to get
Jeez.
from. Yeah,
Um, uh, we have agreement
your your trade went
and
through.
an official offer sheet has been thrown at us.
Mm.
Would you like to go on the Sleeper app and or Sleeper and officially accept the offer on behalf of our squad?
I think we could do that. Let me get on old Sleepy. Here we go. All right, let's take a look at our precious deal here. All right, so this is the all right, so we go to the professional fanatics. Jonathan 12 LF. Is that you, I believe?
Jonathan 12LF is the person making the deal with us.
So you added Keenan Allen, you dropped Elijah Arroyo. Hmm. Well, look, I think getting Keenan Allen is a serviceable move. I think he'll do some good things. Um, I'm going to be
No,
very
he
curious
added
what his
Keenan
role is going to
Allen.
be.
He had added Keenan Allen and dropped Elijah Arroyo. You have to go to the app and look at our trades. We have been offered
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take.
something. You have to go to our deals, sir.
Okay, I'm looking for the deals.
Because
I'm looking for them right now. Let me see if I can find. Oh, here, trade. Here we go. No, that was okay. Oh, it's here. This is the two-way trade that you did 3 minutes ago. Keenan Allen, Torrey Horton for Jalen Coker.
I didn't do it yet. It's been
Oh,
offered.
yes.
What I'm saying is do the honors if you want.
All right. So let's accept this offer. We're ready to accept. Three, two, one. We're accepting the trade. And there we go.
Yep.
There it is.
And then just do me a favor and drop Khalil Herbert like San Francisco did today.
Drop Khalil Herbert. Okay. I mean, it's
Well, because we have to drop a player on our roster because we're gaining an extra player.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find where just trying to find where our guys are. Let me just go right on our team there. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I got to go to our roster. Hold on. This one, this one. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, Khalil Herbert, you say. All right.
Yeah, he's not on the team. He's
Yeah.
useless to us.
Well, I'm gonna.
And we
Where's
just got much younger at wide receiver.
all right? Where's the old? I'm trying to find. Oh, here we go. Dropping Khalil Herbert now. Okay. Khalil Herbert's gone. All right. I like what we're doing. I hope Keenan Allen is going to have a. I feel like Keenan Allen's going to have a significant role because again, Alec Pierce is still injured, so
Yep.
that's a key piece. All right, now let's go back to the preseason games for each of our teams, Jets and Giants, and we'll start with the Jets. Uncle Ian was on the call for that very game against the Buccaneers.
And we get to ask him all of the
Yeah.
questions about Geno Smith, about Adonai
Well,
Mitchell.
Gino did not play in this first game. He was dealing with a little injury, so Gino didn't play, but Cade Klubnik did. Klubnik, he did some good things. Definitely showed some promise there. I know it's early. And again, did he make a million throws? No, he didn't. He didn't go like Obviously, you're not going to let your players play a full game. All right, but altogether, Klubnik completed 5 of 7 passes for 56 yards. Okay, not too bad. Brady Cook, 9 of 15 for 108. The bad one was Bailey Zappi, who threw 2 picks, including one that got returned for a touchdown, and completed 6 of 10 for 55 yards. All right, so that's what we got there. Uh, Definitely good to see Omar Cooper Jr. Had a couple catches, did some good things as well. So I like what the Jets are kind of doing here. I mean, so now you have Omar Cooper to play alongside Garrett, which is going to give Garrett a little space down the field because now you can draw maybe 2 defenders to one of these 2 guys, and it could leave the other guy open. And when you have Sadiq in here, it's going to really open the field even more. So obviously Adonai Mitchell is going to be another deep threat. So the Jets are really going with a high speed offensive attack with these 4 receivers. How will they utilize them? I'm going to be very fascinated to see. And I look, Frank Reich, I
I
don't
know
doubt him.
exactly how they're listen, I know exactly how they're utilizing them. It's real simple. It's not even gonna be any sort of mystery. Geno Smith, boom ball down football field, whoever is fastest catches it. It's really that
Yeah.
easy.
Now, Adonai Mitchell has tremendous ability. We've seen what he can do to break away from receivers. He has very good breakaway speed. Okay. Garrett Wilson will go up and get a ball. That's certainly fine. So I'm going to be very curious. Good news also for the Jets. Brees Hall had a little injury scare with him a couple days ago. Had a groin injury. People were fearing, oh, it was a non-contact injury. It was Aaron Glenn confirmed, 2 to 3 weeks, but he will play week 1. Okay,
Wonderful.
he's going to play
So
week
good.
1.
He
Okay.
just gets to sit out the rest of the preseason. Wonderful.
Well, he had, he did see a little action in preseason play. He had 4 carries for 16. So, Brees Hall saw a little action. Nobody was going to see a ton of action. Again, you're still kind of working in the weeds. You're kind of trying to see what you have, and that's
Good. We get
understandable.
now we get to see what the hell Braylon Allen can do.
Yeah,
And we get
Braylon
to
Allen did
see
some good
what
things.
Isaiah Davis can do.
Well, Braylon Allen had 40 plus yards rushing on 4 carries, and that's fine. Braylon Allen did some good things there. He's a
So
young.
the 250-pound man had 40 plus yards on 4 attempts.
That's very solid. I mean, that's really
Yay!
good. That's really good. That's very good. I can't even argue. That's really good. So,
That makes me very happy.
yeah. Look, Braylon Allen's young. That's the great thing you have is you still have this kid young, and now you really could maybe even implement split, even giving him more carries behind Brees. You could probably go 60-40, 60% Brees, 40% Allen, or if you want to kind of do 50-50, you can kind of do either or. You want to keep
I
both your
mean,
backs fresh. That's the
coming
whole
out of
key.
Wisconsin, the professional fanatics guys. I mean, Story loved him. Rob likes him, but Story apparently really liked Braylon Allen coming out of college.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a professional fanatics stamped and approved player. So the Jets got really lucky there. If the
Mm.
fanatics like him, I know this kid has decent NFL skills. He could definitely play. But here's the thing with Braylon Allen that I need to know.
Yes.
Can Braylon Allen catch a football if Brees Hall is hurt
Mm. Well,
for
Braylon Allen didn't
anything
really have
longer
any.
than when
He can. Braylon Allen's a capable catcher, but mainly
are we
more.
sure?
He's more of like a pass catcher out of the backfield type of back and short range targets and screens. That's about what Braylon Allen can give you.
That's all I need. That's all Geno Smith needs.
Yeah,
Isaiah Davis can handle other things.
sure, sure. Now,
But
as
and
of
also can Braylon Allen block?
can he
Is
block?
he
That's
a
a good.
capable blocker? Is that something we know about him? You know what?
He,
We could ask Uncle Ian that on September 1st
yeah.
at 10 a.m. when we
Well,
interview him. That episode will be released later that day. Also, Rob for the Professional Fanatics will be joining us as well
he's he.
because Rob wants to get all of the information.
No. Well, he
Uh,
does. He does want to block. He's shown a commitment that he wants to be a blocker, and he's 250 pounds at 6'1". So
I mean,
I wouldn't
yeah,
think Braylon Allen could not do that. I think he's very capable of doing that. No doubt about
he
it.
should be able to. I mean, if he were 2 inches taller, he'd be a tight end.
True. So
Truthfully,
obviously, the big one change I want to see the Jets make, and obviously, again, it's a preseason game. The whole mantra of how this Jets team did not have a interception all year. That
that's got
stunts.
to change with the two leaders that they put in the linebacking core and in the secondary.
Jamaro Davis and Minka Fitzpatrick are going to be the big keys to that happening, without a doubt. You still
They
keep
have
Will
to be
McDonald.
able
You
to.
still keep Will
Here's the thing,
McDonald, which is very good.
Johnny. They have to be able to translate what Aaron Glenn is trying to preach to these young kids. Because here's the thing, um, when you're playing cover, you have to understand exactly what specific areas of the field you're
Mm,
covering and where you like literally what area of the field like even if you're a yard or two off of where you're supposed to hand over your part of the coverage
hmm
to your teammate,
Yep.
if you're a yard or two off, that entire scheme is blown, and that's when crossers work. That's when dig routes work. That's when out routes work. If you screw up things like that, That's when any experienced NFL quarterback is going to pick your defense apart. That's when you miss things like
Mm,
interceptions. That's when you miss things like opportunities for turnovers.
yeah.
That's where people like Demario Davis and Minka Fitzpatrick, while they're older and while you might wonder why did the Jets go out and acquire these dinosaur aged players, it's because they understand the difference between those that 2 to 3 yard gap
Mm.
between a blown coverage and a not blown coverage. You got
Well,
understand what I mean,
yeah, of
especially
course,
in zone.
of course. Well, Minka Fitzpatrick is still young enough. He's 29, so you're getting Minka around his age 30 season. That's fine. I don't have an issue
For
with that.
listen, for a secondary player, pretty that's pretty up there. You're
Well,
expected to
yeah.
run around a 4.4, 4.5 to keep up with
Well, he's playing as a
defenders and
safety.
the
Well, remember,
smaller.
Minka Fitzpatrick's a safety. He's playing the position of a safety. So yeah, that's like the
Well,
front. Like that's like the meat of the secondary. Yes, is being.
yeah, so now, yeah. Well, actually, then you're expected to run more around under a 4.5
Yeah,
and hit hard.
but the safety
So
runs middle
your
of the
shelf
field.
life is
The safety's middle of the field. The cornerbacks are the outer edge. Those are the ones that have to shut down the deep threat receivers.
exactly, but you're expected to hit harder. So your shelf life is probably maybe extended slightly, but I still wouldn't expect a smaller safety who's more around 190 pounds
Of
to
course.
200 pounds to last longer in the NFL than a man who's 240 pounds. That
Yeah.
player is going to last until their mid 30s. You see
Yeah.
linebackers and
Yeah.
linemen playing until their mid to late 30s
Yeah.
generally. You don't
Demario
see
Davis is
that out of
37.
corner.
Yeah. Demario Davis is
Exactly.
37 years old.
Exactly.
But he helped anchor that he anchored the Saints defense for years. And he was a very good calming presence on the field during the good years of the Saints when they were really a dominant team. So that really
For a
doesn't.
young for a mostly young defense.
Yeah. Well, the Jets have one
Because
of the
this
youngest teams in
defense
the
is always
NFL.
young.
The Jets have one of the youngest teams in the NFL. That's not even going to be an argument. It's a very young group. And yeah, veteran leadership is going to help big time for this group. And I'm going to be very curious to see how the Jets tackle things in the first few weeks. They have a very demanding schedule for the first 6 weeks. All
Mm-hmm.
right. First 6 weeks are not gimme games. Some maybe might believe, well, the Jets might be lucky if they even win two of these games.
You're probably right, but listen, I don't have the Jets winning more than like 7 games this season.
Hmm.
But
I could
the
maybe see
fact
them
that they're
winning
going
eight.
to win,
I see eight for this
but
team.
the fact that they can win
Yeah.
7 or 8 games this year, go smash that over in Vegas because they're
Hmm.
going to win 7 games
Yeah.
based off of the fact that their quarterback play is going to be vastly superior to what people think.
Well, the offense, I have some hope with. It's the defense that really has to prove itself. I need to see the Jet
Oh,
defense really step up to the plate. I need to see the Jets
for sure.
forcing loose balls. I need to see the Jets forcing turnovers. That's what we
I don't
haven't
think
seen.
Aaron Glenn's keeping his job throughout the season. I'm just letting you know that now.
You see
Frank
him gone
Reich
midway. You see him gone midway in the
Frank
year.
Reich was hired for a reason. It's
Yeah, well,
because he's there to be like the droppy
he's the
choppy.
offensive coordinator. Well, he's the offensive coordinator, Frank Reich. That's what he's here
He's
to
the
do.
droppy choppy on the job of Aaron Glenn. Droppy choppy.
Come on. I don't know about that. Look,
Droppy
ob-
choppy.
okay, obviously Aaron Glenn is on a short leash this year. You're absolutely right. But
Droppy
I
choppy.
need to see, look, I want to see some improvement from the Jets in the first 6 games. I want to see the
I mean,
Jets play competitive in 6 games first to start the
yeah.
season.
And none of that's going to have anything to do with the defense.
All right. Well, here's a good test. The Jets will play the Steelers for their second preseason game. All right, that'll be a good test. You're facing Mike McCarthy. That's a good test.
Aaron Rodgers is going to want to stomp all over his
It's
face.
a preseason game. The game doesn't mean anything. There's no
He don't care.
Rodgers might even play maybe a couple of snaps. I don't think you're barely going to see Rodgers play maybe 3 snaps,
no, but he's gonna
3
have
plays. Yeah.
those kids primed. He's going to be like, listen, I want Aaron Glenn fired by the end of this preseason game.
Wow. Look, I'm looking at these
Young
games.
Steelers children, if you do not win 60 to nothing, I will force you to take ayahuasca till you crap yourselves.
Well, at the same time, you have
No,
Aller.
Uncle Aaron, please don't send me to another darkness retreat.
Well, the point of the matter is, if you're Pittsburgh, obviously, this is the last year you're going to see Rodgers, and you have Drew Aller waiting in the wings to take over.
No more deformed toes, darkness,
Yeah.
ayahuasca retreat. Actually, no, we're probably going to see all the deformed toes. He's going to go join the Pat McAfee podcast, and
Hmm.
we're going to get a daily dose of Aaron Rodgers deformed ayahuasca
Okay.
toes
I
and
don't think we're
his
going to see that.
his.
I doubt we're going to see that. I doubt it.
But
I
that's
doubt it.
next season.
Yes.
For this season, he will be in Pittsburgh
Hmm.
attempting to win the NFC, the
All right.
AFC North. I'm sorry,
Now,
not the NFC North.
yeah.
He could
So,
never win that division.
yep. All right. So the Jets have some good things in place. We'll see how that develops. Now let's go to the Giants. They, played with Minnesota, fell 13-10. It was not, again, it was not like a ridiculous, it wasn't like any of those ridiculous high scoring games. Jets lost 24-16. Okay. I mean, look, the Jets did some things. I'm happy. Now the Giants. Let's run through the Giants numbers a little bit. And, the Giants did some good things as well for their first game. I like some of the things Malachi Fields did. So I definitely, I think no doubt Fields is going to establish himself as a very important weapon on this Giants offense, at least in the early going. Until you get Malik Neighbors back completely healthy. I don't know what the Giants are really doing with Odell Beckham yet. He really didn't see a lot of action. He had 2 catches for 6 yards. Okay, he played a little bit, but all right. Jackson Dart, you know,
I showed
threw a
you.
touchdown, did okay, did some
Um,
solid stuff.
I don't know what happened, but if the Giants' offensive line gets any sort of hurt, what waits beyond the first and second rotation is frightening.
Well,
It's very, very frightening. It's scary
well,
because Odell Beckham was getting so open. I sent you all that tape
yes.
of Odell Beckham getting wide open and them being unable to throw the ball to him. And he's literally fighting for like the fifth wide receiver spot
Hmm,
along with Juju Smith Schuster.
hmm.
Yeah, Juju Smith Schuster's a giant right now, if any of you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
Juju is fighting for the last spot with Odell Beckham Jr. Right now, the Giants' wide receiver chart reads as well, when he comes back, obviously Malik Neighbors is the one. Darius Slayton is the
Um, by the way,
Darnell Mooney is the
about Juju. About Juju. He ain't a Giant no more. 6 hours ago, the
oh, he's
Giants
been
cut
cut.
him. He got cut. He was cut.
Oh, so Beckham survived. Okay, so Beckham is on the
Yeah.
team. Juju is off.
So
Okay, so
the
Beckham
Giants,
survived
so for the
round one.
Giants to get Najee Harris, the Giants got Najee Harris. In exchange, they had to cut Juju to get Najee Harris.
But didn't they also cut the other running back?
As far as
He pulled there was somebody that was behind Tracy and Singletary. They
let's
cut him as
see.
well.
Oh yeah, that was Dante Miller.
Yeah, Turbo
Yeah,
Miller.
yeah, he got waived. Yeah, he
Everybody
got
always
waived.
loved Turbo Miller. I always every preseason you always hear about Turbo Miller, Turbo Miller.
Okay.
This is the year we're gonna
Yeah, we have
this is the year
Jam
to
Miller.
go
Well, you
through
have
them.
you have the guy Jam Miller on the Patriots. So what's wrong with what's wrong with having a guy named Turbo and a guy named Jam? Turbo Jam. I like that
Yeah,
actually. That's
it
a good
sounds
point.
like a yeah, it sounds like the name of a like a oil change place. Turbo Jam.
Turbo Jam. Okay. Well,
Forty
this is
nine ninety nine. What a
This is
deal.
this is the tough nature of the NFL. Players are trying to fight for jobs. They're trying to earn a spot on the team. And yeah, you're going to get some guys, maybe they did some good things in a week and then they didn't the next week and you have to make those tough cuts. This is the name of the
Yeah.
game. This is really what it is. And all right.
And yep, Najee Harris has now become a Giant, so he is now the fourth string running back. He will be competing with Devin Singletary for the third string job. A lot of
Tyrone
people
Tracy
are
Jr., number
saying,
two. And then, of course, Scattaboo at the top position in the running game.
well, because let's be real, Najee Harris wasn't he a what first round, second round draft pick 6 years
Yeah,
ago?
he was a very good, solid running back for with Pittsburgh over those years, and then he went to the Chargers. He got hurt. I mean, it is what it is. He's 28 years old, so he still kind of wants to prove something this year. He's going to have a little chip on his shoulder this year.
I
Okay,
mean,
everybody thought he
we
was
still
done
don't.
last year. Everybody thought he was
I
done.
mean, we still don't know if he could see. Like, remember last year he almost blew out his eye in the preseason. Then he tore his Achilles or something, right?
Yeah,
An ACL with him.
yeah. He had a superficial eye injury during a fireworks accident, so that's what got Najee Harris's eye injured. Yeah.
Walking
Um,
around training camp last year with a freaking eye patch.
but his long-term vision was not
Patch
impacted.
Harris.
His long-term vision was not impacted, so that's fine. Nothing serious. Um,
R.
he was wearing sunglasses for following what happened, and everybody was concerned when he returned to full contact what was going to happen. All right, but Najee Harris is here. He's been practicing in drills, so the Giants are working him in slowly, and that's
Good.
fine. That's good.
Look, look,
Any
a
depth
guy
you can
like
have is good.
Najee.
Any depth you can have is
I'm
good.
Listen, a guy like Najee Harris would be perfect for the Giants because you know what? Cam Scatterbu is a concussion waiting to happen. He's too small to run the way he runs. You wish
And he
Najee
almost
Harris.
and he almost hurt his neck earlier when he tried to do a backflip. He almost hurt himself flipping on his doing a flip.
Oh God, can somebody stop him from doing backflips?
You know how Cam Scadaboo is. He's a big bulldozer. He's the little army tank with a Ferrari engine, right?
No, here's what you do. Somebody take Cam Scatterbu's personality and inject it into like Najee Harris's body, and we would have like the perfect running back. Just bulldoze every human possible like that. My God, maybe Cam Scatterbu can put Najee on the crayon diet, and
Crayon
Najee
diet.
will just start going, "I'm running to everything," and just start bashing everything that moves.
All right. Well, let's go through the rest.
Maybe Cam will just take Najee outside and be like, "Yo, yo,
Well, let,
yo, cat, yo, cat,
well,
yo, cat,
let's go through
cat,
the let's
we're
go
gonna
through
go
the
cat. We're
let's
gonna
go
go
through the
outside. I'm gonna bash our head
All
against the
right.
bricks
Well,
all day, cat."
all right. Well,
Look at
Scadaboo.
Najee Harris outside of the Giants building.
Well, Scadaboo had 4 carries for 19, which wasn't bad for again, first preseason. Dart was 3 of 4, 26 yards. He threw one touchdown. Jameis Winston was pretty good, 8 of 9 for 89 yards. Didn't turn over the ball. That's pretty good. Brandon Allen, 5 of 8, 45 yards. He threw 2 picks. Malachi Fields, I already mentioned, he had 3 catches for 34 yards, and he had the one touchdown for the Giants. So that's a good thing to see that they're really working him onto the field well. Singletary had a catch for 40. All right, not too bad. Likely was all right. Likely saw a little action. So the Giants have some things here. Okay, they have some working parts. The thing for me is, will it be enough that they can take another leap this year as far as, you know, maybe they could,
No, they're picking in the top 10 again.
you
The
don't think?
Jets will win more games than the Giants.
Really? I mean, I know the NFC East is a very tough conference. I get it.
Giants
It's
are
a tough
winning
division.
6 games. Giants are winning 6 games or less.
Do you think they finally beat the Cowboys, who they
No,
haven't beaten in years? You think they finally beat the
no,
Cowboys this year? Okay.
no, because I think the Cowboys took a step up and they actually have an average defense.
And well, the key one was adding Von Miller to that defense was the key ingredient there, was
Yep.
getting Von Miller. And they already had
Yeah, they
Rashawn
actually
Gary.
have a quarter.
They
Yeah, they
already had
actually have a
Rashawn Gary,
quarterback
who's
in the
good.
middle of the damn defense now.
Yeah. Now the question, of course, for Dallas eventually will be, what Dak Prescott are we getting? Is Dak Prescott going to
Uh,
duplicate what he did last year?
mm-hmm.
Are CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens going to be the dynamic duo they were last year before
Hmm.
things happen? That's what I'm going to be curious to see. Is Javonte Williams going to take an even bigger step forward this year than he did last year when he had a breakout year last year?
I think Jaden Blue has come into camp with a brand new fire up his butt.
Okay.
He
Well,
came into camp in shape. He came into
okay.
camp ready to play. He thought that he was going to have the Cowboys job handed to him on a silver platter because who did he have to compete with last year? Javonte Williams. Hell yeah, you competed with Javonte Williams and you lost. And Javonte went out there and had the best season of his life
Well,
because any running back would be successful if Dak Prescott was your quarterback and CeeDee Lamb was your wide receiver one.
everybody wants, well, the Cowboys certainly want Blue to be the number two back. That's certainly a thing. They want him to.
Well,
But there's some
he is.
concerns maybe that he may not. Or are they maybe even, some are saying could his spot might be in trouble. According to Vach Lombardi of 1053 in Dallas, the fan in Dallas station believes a Blue spot may be in trouble. If the Cowboys, and looking at the Cowboys' other running backs, I'm going to be very curious because I know they're going to have another. They have
Phil
other backs
Maffa.
besides him.
Phil Moffitt was the other name I kept
Yeah,
hearing about.
Maffa's pretty solid. Then you also have you still have Israel Abanaconda. Remember him, the former way back, that former Jet. Now I know we didn't get to really see a lot from him, um, but when you look at the rest, you have the fullback Lepke. All right, he can do some stuff. Malik Davis. Let's not sleep on Malik Davis. That's another name I wouldn't sleep on. He did some good things, kind of in a third string role. So I'll be curious what Dallas is going to do with that here. And again, if Jaden Blue can continue to, again, if he can be the consistent back that we hope he'll be backing up Javonte, because obviously this year, if that's the case, Jaden Blue is going to be in very crucial moments of games. He's going to be on very crucial possessions. You saw what the Lions did when they had Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. You saw how they implemented that system, right? You probably would have Gibbs maybe play the first quarter, then you bring in Montgomery for the second, and then you kind of
That's
rotate
not
them
what's going to
around.
happen here. That's not what's going to happen here. We're just looking for somebody to take like maybe 20% of the backfield work here. We're looking
Okay.
for somebody to maybe block and catch some passes here and there so that Javante doesn't injure himself
Mm,
again. That's
definitely true.
really what you're looking for because you don't want Javante Williams to blow his knee up and end his career.
No, definitely not.
I
And
don't
you
think
have to
you're
be very
ready for that.
careful with that. You have to be extremely careful with that if you're Dallas. So you really have some players who are kind of on hanging on threads, if you will. All right, you have some players on threads here, and you got to be very careful if you are the whole Cowboys organization. You got to be very careful if you are, obviously if you're Jerry Jones, most certainly, and of course, obviously,
This is the
head
best the
coach of
Cowboys
Dallas.
have looked. This is the best on paper the Cowboys have looked in a long time.
Now, can Brian Schottenheimer utilize that? Can he
Yes,
utilize what he
because
has and play it consistently?
yes, yes, we saw it last year.
Okay, okay.
The defense just has to hold up. If the defense holds up, Dallas should win the East. I really don't see any reason why Dallas doesn't win the East.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
did I just did
let's
I
not
just
sleep.
let
Let's.
okay? Did I just let that out? I think I just let that out. Yeah,
You think
Dallas is
Dallas is
winning
winning
the
the NFC
NFC.
East? Okay, so so maybe you'll wear a cowboy hat with Stephen A. one day. I'm sure you and him will
I
wear a hat.
hate I hate the Cowboys,
Stephen A. Smith
but
always hates the Cowboys. He laughs the Cowboys. He always laughs when the Cowboys fail year after year when they fail.
I
But
love
here's
no, but he actually is a Cowboy fan. I hate them.
hmm,
I'm a Giants
oh
fan.
okay.
So
Well,
this makes me sick.
yeah.
But
Look, I still think I would not sleep on the Eagles. I wouldn't sleep on Philly. I don't care what anyone. I know they did lose a few pieces. They got a little weaker losing AJ Brown. Okay, you're correct. Their offense is going to be quite a significant weakness without
I'll
AJ
tell you
Brown on the
something.
top of the.
I think the offense gets stronger. Devonta
Well,
Smith, I think, is better than AJ
well,
Brown at this
Devontae
point.
Smith will take on the number one role now. That's what has happened here. Is Makai Lemon going to be a solid number two behind him? Can we trust
That's
Makai
what you
Lemon
hope.
enough?
And this is why I call Dallas because I know what I'm getting with Pickens and Lamb.
Yeah. I'm very curious, and I'm going to be also very curious. Does Eli Stowers really kind of cement himself as a top tight end, eventually eclipsing that of Dallas Goedert and et cetera? Does he eventually take on that position to become the top tight end?
I kind of hope not because that means Dallas Goddard's had a terrible season and is not performing up to standard because you want Stowers to be more of a gadget player while Goddard is out there starting mainline tight end.
Well, the Eagles did not have a very impressive first game of preseason. They got blown out by the Ravens 24-7. As far as who played, Jalen Hurts didn't see any action in this game. I mean, why should he? No need to risk. Tanner McKee played. Andy Dalton is another back on this club. So they added Andy Dalton, which was a nice addition if you're the Eagles. So he'll be kind of a good piece to play with there. Again, like it was more of the backup. Eli Stowers, all right, 3 catches for 12 yards. Not terrible. Mekhi Lemon did not play. Hollywood Brown did. So you do have Hollywood Brown. Don't sleep on him either. So
But
the
Kai Lemon
Eagles
didn't
have
play.
at
I
least
think he was
something.
hurt.
The Eagles at least have something, but is it
I think
going to be
Makai
enough?
Lemon was out. I think Makai Lemon was out with injury. You know,
He has been dealing with a little bit of that. He's been a little banged up. Look, Devontae Smith wasn't exactly 100% healthy either. He's been both of them, both of them really haven't been practicing much. So it's going to be a Makai Lemon's dealing with a hamstring, by the way. That's the injury from Lemon that he's dealing with. But
that's not good.
well, you got look
I think
hamstrings.
the
You have to be
Cowboys.
careful with hamstrings. You got to be very
Listen,
careful with those.
the Cowboys are coached better. Let's be real. Schottenheimer's a better coach than Sirianni. Sirianni is just
Well,
Sirianni's dog
Sirianni
shit.
will use tush push. He'll have Barkley or Hurts running in from 1 yard, and we can play some end
Sirianni
around.
has
And
been Sirianni has been propped up by a good general manager and a really really good roster around him.
okay,
Now that those players are retiring and leaving, he is being exposed.
well, we're gonna see. And I want to see how he'll be exposed. I want to see if Nick Sirianni can actually. This is 1 year Sirianni is going to have to actually coach compared to the last few years.
He had no last year. He had to coach and he failed. Um, the 1 year that he didn't have to coach, he won the Super Bowl. And the year before that, he should have taken that Eagle team all the
Yeah,
way
well,
too, and he
unfortunately,
didn't. He's an idiot.
Kansas
Went on
City
a
had Kansas City had something to say about that. I'm sorry to say.
well because he's a doof.
Yeah. Well, listen,
Sirianni is a fool and a doof, and really just you know
I'm,
elite coaches, and then put Nick Sirianni in a room with it, and all of a sudden, like you just a song starts playing in the background. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't fit.
all right. Well, I'm going to be curious to see what happens here. All right. I'll be curious what the Eagles are going to do. Look, if anything, look, I wouldn't sleep on the Commanders either. I mean, every one of these teams could challenge Dallas. Maybe each of these key teams could win a game against Dallas. Maybe split one. Who
Every
knows?
by no, I'll tell you what team can't, and it's the Giants. And
That's the
anybody,
Giants. I'm talking about the other two teams besides
you know
them.
what? I have to have a conversation with every New York pundit and every NFL pundit and everybody that's out there giving people false hope about this football team. They are not going to the playoffs. They're not improving. Listen, if they win 6 games, that is a monumental improvement. That's
This is with John
double the
Harbaugh.
win
John
total.
Harbaugh's coaching these guys. John Harbaugh knows how to win games.
Double the and that's double the win total that they got from last year, and that would be a monumental improvement.
I think the Giants win 9 games. I could see them winning
I
9 games. Nine.
You're full of shit. Full of
Nine.
shit. There's no way in hell.
John
No way
Harbaugh
in hell.
will do the little things that Brian
Who,
Dable did not do.
who are they throwing a ball to? Isaiah Likely?
Okay? Malachi Fields looked good.
He put it in clips and old Mark Andrews. That's why he's a giant.
Malachi Fields was impressive. I like what he did. Odell, get Odell more involved.
Preseason.
Okay. Malik Neighbors will be back. Okay, you'll have something there. And you got Scatterboo and you got Dart. You got some toys to play with there. You have some pieces you can play with there.
Matt Nagy is a terrible offensive coordinator. I didn't want John Harbaugh. I wanted the guy who's coaching the Browns now.
Okay.
That's who I wanted running the offense. That's who I wanted training the quarterback.
All right.
Now,
You
this
want to know
is
the Giants
Jackson
schedule?
Dart.
You want me to give you the Giants schedule to kick off the year? I want you to listen to this schedule and tell me what you think about this. You know, it's kind of funny.
Okay,
The Giants will kick off the year against Dallas at
loss.
MetLife Stadium. At MetLife.
Well, loss.
You don't think the Giants are going to want to go out there to prove themselves? You don't think they're going to try to?
Think of them.
Okay. Then you got to play
They're gonna get stomped like 40. They're gonna get stomped 41-21, and everybody's gonna have a good feeling about the season.
All right. Next after that, the Rams.
Loss.
Oh, come on. Then you get your rematch. Then you get your matchup with Brian Dable and Robert Saleh. You'll play Tennessee week 3. Okay?
That might be a win because I think the Titans are. That might be the one team that goes 0-16 because you have
Oh.
the two worst people in the NFL to run a football team working together.
Okay. And you know what? Several former Giants are playing for Dable in Tennessee. All right? Cool. You got Wandale Robinson. That's good. You got Cam Ward. All right, that's good. You got some isn't Pollard still there? You got Tony Pollard, right? He's still running for the Titans, ain't he?
The Giants might actually win that game because that
Might.
might be the one roster they are more talented
All right.
than. Next,
Arizona, October 4th. Cardinals.
no, they're gonna get stomped. They're gonna get stomped by the Cardinals.
I think they could hang with them. It's not there's no Kyler Murray anymore. There's no more Kyler Murray to deal with over there. It's Jacoby
No,
Brissett, okay?
yeah, Jacoby Brissett, who's gonna be throwing to Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, and oh yeah, Jeremiah Love should be healthy by
He's
then.
got a high ankle he's got a high ankle sprain. I'm a little concerned about that for Jeremiah Love. If
Yeah, he'll be healthy by week 3.
okay. Then you play Jaden Daniels in Washington, October 11th.
Yeah,
Okay?
we're gonna get mollywopped by Luke McCaffrey, Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin with Jaden
All right.
Daniels.
New Orleans, week October 18th, New Orleans.
Um, yeah, Olave.
Alvin Kamara and ETN, yeah. And likely
What's that?
Shuck.
And if not, it's gonna be either Spencer Rattler or Zach Wilson.
Either of them are starting. Neither of them are going to be the starting quarterback. It's going to be Shuck. Come on.
Yeah,
Shuck's clearly the
he's
best
not
one
gonna
of the
lose his
three.
job by then.
It's not even
He's
an
not gonna
argument.
lose his job by then.
Then you
He
play
won't
the
lose his job by then.
then you play the Texans week before Halloween. The Texans. So yeah, Texans. I think the Giants, CJ Stroud, it's wow. I know the Texans have a good D, but give the Giants a little hope. My God. Then you play the Eagles November 8th. Okay? Commanders.
They could win that game.
No Commanders 4 days later. Jacksonville and
No,
Trevor Lawrence 10 days later after that.
it could. You know what? That could be the team they beat.
All right,
Because there's your third win.
now the true game I want to look at is November 29th. You face the very quarterback that you let walk away, Daniel Jones, Indy.
And he's going to kick the living hell out of the Giants because I think I can't give away too much. But um
You don't think the Giants have a
Jacoby
chance? Just say it. Say it. The Giants, you don't think have a chance
no.
against Indy. You don't think they have a chance.
Not one um there's a there is a wrestling theme song that a perverted old man walks out to. I think you know
No
what I'm
chance.
talking about.
Because that's what you got. Do I have
Yeah,
to?
that one.
Do I really have to do? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do his walk. I'm not even going to
You don't
even
have to
try.
be.
No, I'm not even going to. All right. So we don't think. All right, 49ers, December 6th. Yeah, I knew where
You're
that was
funny.
going. I knew where that was going.
You're funny. You're
All right,
funny.
a week later, Seattle on Seattle's turf. Yeah, I don't think you're beating the Super Bowl champions. I probably don't think that. Okay. And then it's Browns, the Lions, and well, you can guess who the final two are going to be because it's back in your division. Cowboys, Eagles. All right, that's a giant season right there. That's your
That's about 5 wins. That's about 5 wins.
I could see the
Uh,
Giants maybe stealing three games in addition to those 5 wins that you believe they're going to have. I think they could get 9 wins. John Harbaugh is going to win some of the games that Brian Dable did not. Because Brian Dable did not know how to manage a football team. He didn't know how to manage a
and Matt
clock.
Nagy's offensive schemes are gonna make Jackson Dart shit.
I don't want to go there yet. I don't want to go there until I see this Giant offense for the first. All right. Can we possibly make a verdict on the Giants offense for the first 4 weeks? I want to give it 4 weeks and see this Giants
Okay,
offense. 4 weeks.
that's
Okay.
fine.
If
You
their
can't
numbers
do
are
that though
crap,
because
then it's a problem.
I can't. You can't do that though because Malik Neighbors won't be there for about three of them,
Well,
3 to 4 of
there's
them.
still a chance.
I don't care what the reports say.
There is
I
still a
don't care
chance
what
Neighbors
the
could be back
report.
for week
No,
one.
Joe Shane is a liar.
Okay. Malik Neighbors said he felt his soul came back to life after participating in drills. He took a big step
Yeah.
toward being ready for week one just yesterday. He was playing.
Has he been hit yet?
He's been playing in full speed live
Has
drills.
he been hit? Has he
He's been
been
playing
hit?
in. He ran 4 routes in
Has he been
11 on
hit?
11. He played on an 11 on 11 drills. He was wearing a red no contact jersey. Fine. Okay. He's wearing no contact. Fine.
So he has not been hit.
But he said it was good. He felt good. He felt good getting reps.
I don't care. Has he been hit?
No, no. He's wearing
Then
non-contact
he
jersey.
ain't playing.
Well, the Giants
Until he
certainly
gets
want to.
hit,
And if he plays week one, if he ends up playing week one, then what? What if he plays week one?
because here's the thing. They're going to keep saying he's playing every single week because they want teams to game plan for him. Because if they don't, who the hell else do they have to throw it to?
Oh,
Isaiah Likely? I
Odell,
asked you this question about 10 minutes
Odell,
ago.
Fields,
Okay, no.
Theo Johnson,
You're forgetting they even signed
Slayton,
Darnell Mooney this offseason
Slayton. What
and
about
Calvin
Darius? What
Austin.
about Darius Slayton? You don't like Darius
Slayton
Slayton?
sucks. But
Wow.
here's the thing: you're forgetting about Darnell Mooney and Calvin Austin, who they signed both of them in the offseason. And no, nobody's concerned about either of those either.
Yeah. Well,
So
we didn't really see much of Mooney, or we didn't even see much of Mooney in the first preseason game. Maybe he was also a little beat,
we,
banged up. Maybe they're giving him a
no,
little
because
break.
no, because they're making sure he doesn't get broken before the season
Okay, so
because
you're
they need
protecting your
him.
players. You're protecting your guys. You don't want to give away your playbook early. You don't want to give away too much of what your team's going to be in a preseason game. John Harbaugh's
Everybody
playing
knows
it
that Matt.
smart. John Harbaugh's doing the right thing.
Everybody, John Harbaugh doesn't know a thing about offense. Matt Nagy is the guy running the offense.
He doesn't know a thing about offense. He had Lamar
No,
Jackson. He had basically a running football team in the
no,
Ravens for how
he
many
didn't
years?
have the offense. Him and his slew of offensive coordinators
Like
had the his slew of
Todd Munkin.
Todd Monken, Greg Roman, Matt Nagy, and others
Okay, so
had
we
the
had Matt Nagy
offense.
then. So we had Matt Nagy even back then.
Before at one point in his career, yes, but it wasn't helpful or good.
Hmm.
Matt Nagy is not good. Matt Nagy is the reason that Mitch Trubisky's career is a pile of poop.
Well, Matt Nagy says Dart is super talented. He called Dart super talented. Okay, he's clearly got an endorsement for Dart. No doubt about it.
Listen, Jamarcus Russell was super talented. What the hell does that mean?
Then he did bring up the system the Giants had was gimmicky, doesn't work well in today's NFL. The play calling will not help Dart succeed. Blah. This is from Nagy. You know, but they're only it said the Giants are only halfway through installing their offense. Okay.
The play calling was gimmicky.
Well, Nagy runs an
Um,
off. Nagy likes to run an offense that is shotgun, heavy RPO shotgun. In description of how Nagy's job on the staff is right now. This is what Nagy does.
Nagy runs the old Miss offense, which
Okay.
doesn't work in the NFL.
Okay. Dart has been working under center, and UC play action has been the focus of camp. That's what they've been doing. And still the play caller, but it's not Nagy's system.
Play action only works if they're scared of your running back.
Okay. I mean, Scattaboo is a
They ain't scared of
bulldozer.
his. And how does Scattaboo work from the shotgun?
I didn't listen. I'm sure he.
Scattaboo doesn't work from the shotgun. Scattaboo works when you hand him the football from traditional running back positions where he gets momentum to be a bulldozer. This is why the Giants signed Najee Harris. I want everybody to understand the offensive system doesn't benefit the players they have.
Scattaboo can catch out of the backfield too. He's very capable of it. He had
Yes,
24
I
catches for
understand.
207 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Scattaboo can you
Yes,
can throw the ball to him.
yes, I understand that. What I honestly, here's what I don't understand. What I don't understand is why did you get an offensive coordinator that doesn't fit the freaking roster you have?
I'm a believer to give it time. Let's see what happens. I said, let's give it a few weeks. Let's see what Matt Nagy's system is going to do. I want to see, and I said it again, and I'll say it one more time. I want to give this a few weeks to see what Giants offense we're going to be dealing with out there. I want to see how Matt Nagy runs this team. I want to see if maybe, hey, does Jackson Dart tell Matt Nagy, I'm going to run this play because I don't like this play call. I want to see Dart take even more reins of the offense than he did last year. I want to see Dart take that next step if it was me. Can he?
Well,
I hope so.
when you're learning a brand new offensive system, you had a whole summer and you had a whole off season and you've only installed half the offense and you're through two preseason games.
Hmm.
You're,
Well, again, it's the
what?
off season. Players do things. I mean,
What?
now a good quarterback would lead by example. Let's see. Nagy joined the Giants on February 3rd. He joined the Giants February 3rd, so right around the Super Bowl.
How come this isn't installed yet? February. It's almost September. You know, the month of February is has the number two.
Right. Yeah, it's been 6 months. Yeah, you've had 6 months. You've had 6 months.
What the what the hell?
What's he been doing for 6 months? I mean, offense quarters have to kind of build a repertoire with their team. They have to get to know each other. They have to, not hurt anybody's
What have
feelings.
they been doing?
Not as much as maybe you'd like, but also, I would like to hope maybe Jackson Dart was he running some camps maybe during the summer? Maybe, hey, was he kind of getting the guys in there? I mean, you do OTAs, right? You do training camp early. You don't do training camp in August. You do training camp maybe like June, July, right?
Spring workout. I mean, you only pay them millions of freaking dollars, right?
Hmm. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I know you're already ready to, kill Matt Nagy because you don't like his style, and we're already ready to kill this season before it even begins. How many people are ready to kill the Jets before their season begins? How many people are already ready to kill Aaron Glenn before the season even begins? I get it. He's on the hot seat.
Hmm.
Okay. Jackson Dart, he's got to prove himself this year. Okay. He had a good first year, did some good things, was pretty excited about that. Now I want to see him take the next step. Okay.
You're gonna stunt the kids. You're stunting the kids' growth. This is
Well, sadly to say, not every quarterback always lands with the ideal coach. It doesn't always work out that way. Some quarterbacks, they land with the right system, they go to the right coach, and their career takes off. Just ask Patrick Mahomes. That worked out well for him. Ty Simpson, it's going
yeah.
to work out pretty well for him.
He
He's in
could have
LA.
he could have ended up with Matt Nagy and the Chicago Bears.
Mm. Well, I can tell you
Imagine that.
well, I can tell you Ty Simpson looked very impressive for his first preseason game with the Rams, and they took on Kansas City. And Ty Simpson, 21 of 25 for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not too bad for your first preseason game. That's pretty solid, if you ask me. And this is, of course, with the backup players, not even using your big boys. Max Clare had a pretty nice performance, 7 catches for 37. So, okay, getting the ball to him, that's very nice to see. All right, Nussmeier, he was okay, good for a first year. Justin Fields was pretty good. He went 4-4 for 41 yards. All right, Justin Fields already
Hmm.
doing some good things already with Kansas City. It's not even been one preseason game already. That's it.
Jets can't do anything with anyone. Give talent to talented people, and you see what happens.
It's one preseason game, and Justin Fields is really not going to be throwing a football that much. He's going to be no more than maybe a second, third string backup to Patrick Mahomes.
Second, yeah, he's
Yeah, probably
Mahomes'
Nussmeier
backup.
is going to be third. Okay. Well, unless Nussmeier really surprises people, maybe he could move himself up, but I don't see that. Okay. Fine. Fine. All right. But that's what you have. All right. That's what So, all right. Simpsons look good. Give him that. Okay. Uh, if we can take a look at how Mr. Fernando Mendoza has done in his first preseason game, and here it was from August 13th against Arizona. All right, Mendoza went 10 of 16 for 97. Okay. All right, Mendoza looked good out there. Okay. So he clearly can handle the pressure, and that's very good to see. Gardner Minshew was quite good. 101 yards, 2 touchdowns, completing 14 of 16.
Minshew mania.
There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot
I
to
mean,
mention.
hey,
Oh yeah,
if Arizona, hey, if Brissett stinks, they could always just throw him in.
yeah. Well, Minshew's on the Cardinals now. Don't forget. So you
Yeah,
have
that's
him and
right. So
Jacoby Brissett.
How
Yeah,
did
Brissett.
Carson Beck do?
All right. Well, Beck he played in the Carson Beck played in that Hall of Fame game. He didn't play in this game. He played in the Hall of Fame game. He was okay for that. I mean, he did some good things, but again, is he ready? I don't know yet. He threw 15 of all
It's
right, went 15
Minshew.
of 19 for 188 and 1 touchdown against Carolina. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'll take that. Maybe Beck has some talent there. Does he eventually become the guy to take over this team? I don't know. I mean, Minshew's not a long-term solution. You're bringing in Beck first year. You got to see what you have. You got to see what you have. All right.
Well, we're gonna find out a whole lot more
Cousins was pretty
on
solid. As Kirk
Sunday.
Cousins was not bad. He was 5 of 6 for 50 yards, threw a touchdown. So, all right. So both Cousins and Mendoza both pretty much passed their first mini exam, if you will, to kind of see what you have there. And uh,
Well, Cousins is the starter until Mendoza's
well, yeah,
ready.
that and
So
that's fine. That's fine. You want to see what you have. You want to see, you know. Now, could Mendoza eventually get a start? Could he eventually take over during the year? I could see that, but maybe I don't see that yet.
nah, not until they're gonna wait until the Raiders are out of it, and then Mendoza gets put in.
All right. Well, again, yeah, and you're playing in a very tough AFC West. You have the Chiefs there, you have Denver there, and of course you have uh well, the Chargers and all that. So it's a tough division. It's very tough. So we'll just have to see where the Raiders go from here. All right. So, all right. One weekend, we've given you a little gist of some of our main teams, the Jets, Giants, and then, of course, some of the new quarterbacks, Mendoza, Simpson. So, one week doesn't define anything, but first weeks are not bad. We'll see how week 2 goes. It's only a 3-week preseason, and then the regular season begins in September. So we're going to get a very good idea of where these teams will be once we get to September and kind of have an idea of what we're going to go with. The Vikings already named Kyler Murray. He's going to start. Vikings already named Kyler Murray the
We
starter. Well,
knew that.
yeah, because J.J. McCarthy just really has not been very consistent. It's a shame because
JJ McCarthy is terrible.
it's a shame because he was talked about, was going to be that next great quarterback. All that potential is there, and can do things with his arm and could run, and we haven't seen it. We haven't
Nope.
seen it, and that's that. We have not seen it.
If Kevin O'Connell couldn't get it out of you, he got it out of Nick Mullins or whatever his name was.
Yeah, well,
Guys that I've never heard of before and will never hear of again.
right now Nick
He got
Mullins is with
them to
Jackson.
play.
Right now Nick Mullins is with Jacksonville. He's backing up Trevor
Yeah,
Lawrence.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, he wasn't very consistent. Yeah, Mullins could do things, but he
that
threw the ball too
guy,
much.
that Kevin O'Connell got guys jobs and kept people working in the NFL. If he can't get anything done with you,
Hmm.
no. He literally rehabilitated Daniel Jones, sent him to the Colts, and look at what he did.
Hmm. Yes.
And that was being on the practice squad.
Hmm.
All I gotta say,
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, definitely. McCarthy's play was described as erratic. All right, erratic to say the least. And if we
but
could,
we're gonna get everything ready for the NFL coming September 1st.
McCarthy was 4 of 7 against the Giants for 34 yards. By the way, just want to throw that number out there. And Carson Wentz actually was pretty solid, 9 of 14 for 81 yards. So okay, Kyler Murray was 2 of 3 for 10. So
The battle for the backup job begins.
well,
Wentz versus
I
McCarthy.
think it's going to
The
go to Wentz.
real battle begins.
I think that could go to Wentz if this keeps up. Again, if it's really significant struggling that we're seeing out of McCarthy, then yes. Uh,
Remember, Wentz was an MVP candidate once.
and then of course we have one more quarterback who definitely wants to get him kind of pick himself off the ground and really kind of establish who he was and come back with a vengeance. And that of course is Baker Mayfield. And he has already declared we're going to shock a lot of people. The words of Baker Mayfield, as far as maybe Tampa Bay could surprise some people this year. I'd like to hope so, but I just don't know. That NFC South is a
I
lot
mean,
tougher than it looks now. That NFC South got a lot more.
Godwin.
Uh,
Godwin.
okay.
Godwin. All I have to say is Godwin.
And what about Bucky Irving, Igbuka, McMillan? Not throwing any we're not throwing any positive
It's not
vibes at
even
those
that.
guys.
It's not that I'm not throwing positive vibes at those guys. Is everybody keeps on forgetting about the potential gold jacket player on the roster.
Okay.
Please stop hating on Chris Godwin and just let let's just give the guy the flowers he deserves. He's the number one receiver on that team. He's the guy that Baker trusts.
Well, he needs to be healthy. He needs to not get hurt this year.
He is healthy.
Yeah. And he needs to stay healthy this year
And
because you don't have a security blanket like you did with Mike Evans. You don't have Mike Evans anymore. That was your big security blanket. If Godwin was struggling, you could throw the ball to Mike Evans. You don't have that anymore.
well, now you have a Buka.
Yep.
So hopefully that's it.
Well,
But
we'll
now it
find
looks
out.
like he might be hurt. So we don't know if Ibuka is going to be playing week one.
And he definitely slowed down after he got off to a hot start in his rookie season last year. He had to
That's
deal
why
with a
they
few injuries.
drafted Ted Hurst. Jalen McMillan is there. So
Yep.
between Hurst, McMillan, Ibuka, who's wide receiver two? We don't
Yep.
know. The one guy
Yep.
you trust is Godwin.
Yep. And yeah, it's a toe sprain for Igbuka, and very likely he could miss week one. And he likely misses week
Not
one.
good.
Yep.
Not good. So that means McMillan's out there. That means
Yep.
you're trusting Godwin.
And you're facing Burrow week one. You're facing Burrow and the Bengals week one.
Oh, but then
Yeah,
again, the Bengals historically start off slow.
yeah.
So
And I'm not very confident in their defense. I just don't. I've always been very questionable about their defense over the years. Okay, yeah, you drafted
Todd Bowles is an
You
idiot.
got Shamar Stewart, but is that going to even be enough for Cincinnati?
Listen,
I don't
Todd
know.
Bowles isn't no, but and Todd Bowles is an idiot. I don't that
Zach
one
Taylor
coach
isn't
doesn't.
even, and Zach Taylor's lucky he even has a job.
How how is it that Zach Taylor was the only coach that survived in the AFC North? How?
Hmm.
Of
Great
all
question.
of the coaches,
Hmm.
Zach Taylor was the one that lived.
Yep.
It would be like watching Game of Thrones and Joffrey is the one that survived at the end.
Hmm. Yep. And how funny. Eventually, the Bengals will play the Bears, and Zach Taylor will face his own brother, Press Taylor, who is the offensive coordinator now for the Bears.
Huh.
Well, bringing a little bit of the Taylor flair to Chicago. I'll be curious how that works out.
So, well, Ben Johnson's there, so
Yeah, I know.
I
Ben
think
Johnson's fine.
Press Taylor's just there to do some coloring books and make macaroni sculptures. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, anyway, with that, I think we got to wrap this
Yes,
one
we
up
will. That
because
concludes our
on
NFL.
September 1st,
Yes.
we're gonna get you prepared for the regular season with Uncle Lion and Mr. Rob Simmons.
Our good friend from Professional Fanatics. Always great work that they do for us and what we do for them. We're doing a fantasy draft through Professional Fanatics this year. We were actively making moves
The
before
bride
we came on
football.
the air, and as we came on the air today, we made a move literally right here on the air today. Okay,
Yeah,
we made our first move for our draft. By the way, our
and
fantasy
almost
draft,
welcome you.
our fantasy draft headed by our great commissioner Josh Berliner is taking place in a couple weeks, September 6th. We're going to be doing our fantasy football draft in that league. We got to submit our
Oh
team
Lord.
nicknames next week. We got to
All
submit
right, very
our
good.
team nicknames for next week. So definitely
I did.
looking
I
forward
did.
to that. And in my other league that I'm in, it's another league that I do on Sleeper. Yours truly got the number one pick. How crazy is
Oh
that, right?
wow.
I've never
I'm
had the
in
number one
another.
pick in my life. Never.
Yeah, I got a couple. I'm in a Pro Fanatics. I'm in a Pro Fanatics Best Ball League, another Pro Fanatics League. Shout to them. And Shane managed to rope me into a league.
Oh, nice. Okay. Do a two quarterback draft, I believe that is, right? It's a two quarterback fantasy league.
Yeah, two quarterback. A lot of bench spots.
Okay.
Uh, three wideouts.
It tests our
You
decision.
know.
It tests one's decision making in drafting the right players and drafting the right pieces at the right time. And I respect
So I
that
got to treat. So even more so than a super flex, I know how I got to treat this draft.
very well.
So
All right. And with that, that's going to wrap up this edition of Downtown Sports. I want to thank Chris DeLarge. I want to thank Tony Mainville. I want to thank everybody, our friends at the Professional Fanatics podcast. We'll have Mr. Simmons in 2 weeks with Iron Eagle here joining us as we talk NFL, the start of the regular season. You can listen to Downtown Sports. We're on 24 different platforms. We're on Spotify for creators, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Bullhorn, Podbay, Listen Notes, Podcast Addict, Verbal, Castro.fm, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, Podvine, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, TuneIn, YouTube, and TikTok. Episodes, rants, digital, market, battles, specials every week. We are Downtown Sports, and we're sports. Come home.
I don't know what else to say, but we are about, well, when you guys hear this, it's going to be about 20 days away from the NFL season.
Mm,
Clock it, boys. And
coming
on
up on it.
September 1st, I will be on that episode telling you who I think will be winning these divisions.
The very first game
And
of the year, the very first game of the year will be on September 9th. Patriots Seahawks. That's the first NFL game of the year.
yep, I will be telling you who I think will be winning our divisions on September 1st.
Hmm.
So
Well, I
get
mean,
your picks ready, Beast, but
yeah.
because I'll have mine.
Well, you've already given us one already in the NFC East, and you think that's going to be Dallas's to win.
Yup.
I'm still a little on the fence. I think it's between either them or Philly. I still think Philly could surprise some people. I wouldn't sleep on the Eagles. I would not sleep on them. You know, I could look at the AFC East. I could be between Bills Patriots. I wouldn't sleep on Buffalo. They did retool and they got a little stronger. So I wouldn't sleep on the Bills. I wouldn't sleep on New England. But we'll see. We
I'll
got to
let you
play the.
know.
We have to play
I'll
the
let you know
games.
who I think on the first.
We have to
I
play the
let you know
games to
who I.
find that out.
I'll let you know who's going to win on the first.
Very well.
You'll know, and then you can watch it all happen.
Jonathan Pariente, Beast of the East, Mouth of the South, John Schiavone, saying goodbye and good night.
We're out. Thanks for listening.